ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delit Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. First, let us catch up with the major headlines. President Isaias Ali met and held discussion with President Xi Jinping. Dialogues on justice, development and geopolitics of the Horn. China and Singapore will hold 5-day maritime drills. Malaysia and New Zealand plans 50% increase in trade by 2030. On our local news, President Isaias Ali met this afternoon with his host, President Xi Jinping, at Great Hall of the People for extensive discussion on consolidation of bilateral ties and other matters of mutual interest, underlining that the world is undergoing through a vital phase of transition which has endangered the earnest global quest for viable and enduring solutions. President Isaias indicated that China can potentially play a decisive role in crystallization of the new dispensation on account of the exponential and all-around growth that it has achieved in the past decades. President Isaias further expressed the hope that China's outstanding role would be appropriately leveraged in promoting cooperation and partnership to the benefits of the countries and people of the world. President Xi Jinping, for his part, expressed his appreciation for the participation of President Isaias at the 9th FOCAC summit and reiterated China's commitment to further enhance the solid and strong ties of cooperation with Eritrea. The meeting was attended by Mr. Osman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Tsagay Tasfatyon, Eritrea's Ambassador to the People's Republic of China, as well as Mr. Wang Yi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of China, Mr. Wang Guanteo, Minister of Trade, Mr. Lan Fuan, Minister of Finance, Mr. Zheng Shanji, Minister of National Development, and Mr. Liang Xiang, Ambassador of China to Eritrea. The Ministry of Justice has announced that it will organize a dialogue focusing on justice, development and geopolitics of the Horn of Africa from 4th to 6th September at Asmara Palace Hotel. Mr. Fozia Hashim, the Minister of Justice, stated that this program is a continuation of the similar forum held in April this year. She highlighted that the objective is to share experience with experts who have deep understanding of the geopolitical dynamics of the Horn of Africa. The participants will include lawyers, sociologists, anthropologists, writers, researchers, historians, and others, both Eritrean and foreigners who possess substantial knowledge of the subject. During the 3-day dialogue, research papers will be presented on topics such as Eritrea from victim to a key player in the geopolitical of the Horn, the big rupture in the international relations and its importance of the region, the history and geopolitical dynamics of the Horn of Africa and beyond, land indigenous laws and development in Africa, decolonizing the concept of development and integration in Africa, assessment and reassessment of the integration process in Africa, building a common understanding on synergies of development, and evaluation of synergies on development in the Horn of Africa, Red Sea region, and the Nile Basin. Extensive water and soil conservation activities along with greening programs are being carried out in Asmara Subzone in collaboration with the public and the members of the Defense Forces. The program primarily focusing on the planting tree seedlings in barren lands and constructing terraces as part of the water and soil conservation activities. Mr. Major Tsagay, the administrator of Maqabir Tabla administrative area, mentioned that the program has been initiated by residents to transform the area into a green zone. He called for regular follow-up on the plant tree seedlings to ensure sustainability. Lieutenant Colonel Abraham Haile, the administrator of the subzone, added that the subzonal administration will conduct regular monitoring of the progress of the soil and water conservation activities as well as planting of tree seedlings, especially during this rainy season. Mr. Bahta Oldai, the acting head of the education office in the subzone, also noted that commendable activities have been carried out through the students' summer work program. He reported that 300 high school students participated in the program, which included the construction and renovation of terraces and water diversion schemes, road repairs, and the planting of 3 seedlings. The viewers will be back with the international news shortly. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. Drills future longer duration expanded exercise topics, deepening information exchange, says Chinese Defense Minister. China and Singapore are holding joint naval exercises for the first time in water rounds in China mainland. This is the third China-Singapore cooperation naval exercises, which began on Sunday, the Chinese Defense Minister said on Monday. Compared to the previous 2 exercises that drill future a longer duration, expanded exercise topics, and deepening information exchange, focusing on the exchange in professional fields, he said. It separates sport planning, professional exchange, and joint NC exercises in 3 phases. The exercise will continue until Thursday. China and Singapore Exercise Operation 2024 is the first bilateral joint exercise held between the Chinese and Singaporean navies in China. Now, last news. Malaysia and New Zealand said on Monday they have planned to increase bilateral trade by 50% in 2030 and will also review an existing free trade agreement. The 2 countries will eliminate non-tariff trade barriers and impede on the flowing of the goods between their borders, New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Oxon said in a joint press conference with Malaysian counterpart Anwar Ibrahim. The country's trade minister will meet next year to discuss reviewing the Malaysia and New Zealand Free Trade Agreement, Locson said, without providing details on how they would increase trade by 50% by 2013. Locson also said New Zealand would expand defense cooperation with Malaysia and was deploying one of its aircraft's forces, P-8A, Poseidon Patrol and Inspection aircraft to Butterworth, the Malaysia's northern Pangyang state, for a joint exercise. Anwar and Locson also called for an immediate ceasefire in the 11 months conflict in Gaza and for the 2-state solution between Israel and the Palestinians to be found. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. President Xi met and held discussion with President Xi Jinping. Dialogue on justice, development and geopolitics of the Horn. China and Singapore held 5-day maritime drills. Malaysia and New Zealand plans 50% increase in trade by 2013. That wraps up our stories for tonight. Thanks for watching and have a